Today is July 14, 2026, and this is the 1:30 meeting of the Laughlin Town Advisory Board. Some items for housekeeping. Items on the agenda may be taken out of order. The board may combine two or more agenda items for consideration. The board may remove an item from the agenda or delay discussion relating to any item at any time. No action may be taken on any matter not listed on today's posted agenda. All planning and zoning matters at this hearing are forwarded to the Board of County Commissioners, Zoning Commission, otherwise known as the BCC, or the Clark County Planning Commission, known as the PC, for final action. Please take a moment to turn off or mute all cell phones and electronic devices, and please take any private conversations outside the room. With a 48-hour notice, advance request, a sign language interpreter, or other reasonable efforts to assist and accommodate persons with physical disabilities may be made by calling 702-455-3530 or TDD at 702-385-7486 or Relay Nevada toll-free at 800-326-6868. Supporting material to the board members for this meeting may be requested from our Secretary, Kathleen Hickman, at 702-298-0828. Supporting material is or will be available at the Clark County Department of Administrative Services, 500 South Grand Central Parkway, 6th floor, Las Vegas, Nevada, and is also available at the county's website at clarkcountynv.gov/LaughlinTAB. I'll go ahead and commence with roll call. Pamela Walker is absent. Kathy Oakes, myself, is present, and I will be chairing today's meeting. Bradley Beck?
Here.
Present. Kathleen Haas is also absent. Carrie Larson?
Here.
Present. We do have a quorum. Our secretary with us today is Kathleen Hickman, and she can be reached at area code 702-298-0828, or her email, which is Kathleen, Kathleen, .Hickman, HICKMAN, at clarkcountynv.gov. Our county liaison is also with us today, Mark Moskowitz, and he can also be reached at 702-298-0828 or 702-455-6173. Email address of Mark, MARK.Moskowitz, MOSKOWITZ at clarkcountynv.gov. This has been our call to order. If I can please have you stand, I'll lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. All right, so that has been our call to order, roll call, and our Pledge of Allegiance. We'll now move forward to the public comment of today's meeting, and this is a period devoted to comments by the general public about items that are on today's agenda. No discussion, action, or vote may be taken on this agenda item at this time. You'll be afforded the opportunity to speak on individual public hearing items at the time they are presented. If you wish to speak to the board about items within its jurisdiction, but not on today's agenda, you must wait until the comments by general public period listed at the end of today's agenda. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium. Be sure the microphone's on. I'm not sure if it is. And clearly state your name and address for the record. And since we are recorded and transcribed minutes are being taken, if you'll please take an opportunity to spell your name. It's much easier for our secretary to write it correctly for the minutes. The board wishes to extend the length of a presentation. This will be done by the chair or the board by majority vote. Now that we are now in our public comment section, would anyone like to step forward and have any comments on items that are listed on today's agenda? Seeing no one, I'll go ahead and close the public comment section of today's agenda, and we will move forward to item number 3, which is approval of the minutes from our June 9th, 2026 meeting. This is first for, it's for possible action. Is there any discussion on the minutes? No discussion? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll motion to approve the minutes from June 9th, 2026.
Okay,
I'll second it.
I have a first and a second. All those favor?
Aye.
Your motion carries. Also, approval of today's agenda for July 14, 2026, to hold, combine, or delete any items for possible action. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve today's agenda.
Second.
And I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Move forward to item number 5 for today, which is our informational items. We're going to begin today with receiving a report and updates from our South County liaison, Mark Moskowitz, on current events and any updates from Clark County.
Thank you. First, I just want to apologize. I know it's a little warm in here. Our condenser went out, so currently Real Property Management is on the roof, so if you hear some footsteps, so I apologize for that. It went out, of course, this morning, so bear with us in the heat. I wanted to also thank Kathleen and Pam on our board. On June 27th, I was able to welcome their, at the American Legion, they had their 107th Annual Convention of American Legion, and the American Legion Auxiliary Department was at the Harrah's, and they invited me to welcome the team and provide a proclamation. It was really great to see every Legion from the state of Nevada was there. So really to highlight Laughlin and show them how great we are and all the stuff we do. So it was really great to speak to a lot of our veterans and members in that. So I just want to thank them for that opportunity. I know July 4th was last week. I want to thank Metro and Clark County Fire Department for keeping us safe as always. I know Nevada Highway Patrol as well. So thank you to our first responders and for keeping us safe and having a wonderful time. Another fun thing is Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority at last month's meeting, Commissioner Naft was briefed and the whole committee on the Laughlin campaign. For every year, they really try to highlight how they can bring more visitors here. So they've started to kind of figure out their fall campaign, doing how they're going to do websites, how they're going to draw people, what the theme is going to be. So once that gets more finalized, I'll be sure to bring that here and share it with everyone. But I just want everyone to know the Commissioner Naff and the Convention Authority, they're always committed to spending dollars on highlighting Laughlin and bringing people to the river and all that other good stuff. So it was a really good presentation, and they're just going to start finalizing more things to make it for the fall campaign. So, and then if we can bring up my PowerPoint, that would be great. We're very excited to announce the annual Back to School Health and Wellness Fair. It's going to be Friday, August 7th from 12:30 to 3:30 p.m. I want to thank Principal Moss and the Laughlin schools for letting us, we're kind of doing a together partnership to do a big health fair. We're going to have booster seats, child passenger safety, CPR demonstration, blood pressure screenings, dental and vision screenings, Clark County resources, and more. There's going to be I don't know if people have seen it before, the giant dental van is going to be there. So that's going to be there from 12 to 4. And there's no need to register. They might do a pre-registration, but please don't feel like you need to register. It's first come, first serve, but they're able to kind of bring people in, do some screenings, figure out what's going on, and they can also do some work there as well. And as well, we're going to have the vision van there as well. So people will be able to go in. That's another gigantic van that'll be there that people can go in and get vision screenings. So we're very excited about that we're bringing that back. We'll have giveaways. I know Metro's going to be there. A lot of our partners in the room are going to be there. As well with that meeting, there's going to be the kind of welcome back to school for the students. So you'll be able to meet your teacher for the Bennett Elementary from pre-K to 5th grade will be from 12:30 to 2:30. And then for the Laughlin Junior Senior High School will be from 1:30 to 3:30. So that's kind of where you get to meet your teacher, see your classroom and all that. But in conjunction, they'll be having the health fair will be going on the entire time. So please make sure you go to it. It's going to be a really awesome resources. UMC always really partners with us and brings a lot of great things that we provide to the community. So you've probably received an email from myself to participate from our vendors in the past. If you'd like to participate, just send me an email so I can get a head count, or call our office and talk to Kathleen as well. But we got a pretty good amount of people that are going to be attending it as vendors. So very excited for that. And there's flyers in the back as well. We're very, very excited for this event as well. That same day, we had a great turnout for the movie in the pool. We had over 200 people. Thank you, everyone, for coming. It was a really great experience. So we're going to do a back-to-school splash, and that's going to be Friday, August 7th at 7 p.m. So go to the health fair, enjoy the day there, get some rest, get charged up, and come to the pool. Doors will be opening at 7. The movie's going to start at dusk, but that's weather permitting. So it depends on if it gets bad. I don't want to say any bad weather put in the atmosphere, but at least the pool will be open, but we should be able to show the movie. And we're going to be showing Monsters University. So kind of doing a back-to-school theme. Finding Nemo was good with the other one, but this will be Monsters University. I want to thank Metro. They're going to talk to Lieutenant Rogers. They're going to be providing snow cones there. So please make sure you come there. So once again, that's going to be at the Laughlin Aquatic Center. Doors open at 7, and the movie will start at dusk. So please come, bring your families. It's open to everyone. Also, back to the health fair, it's open to everyone. You don't have to have a student. You don't have to have a kid in the school. Anybody can go to it, so please don't feel like it's only for students. It's back to school, but it's also a health and wellness fair for the entire community. So please come to that. If you're not a student, you can come the whole time or whenever works for you. So please spread that message that it's not just for the students to go to that. So I also want to mention, I know last month I talked about our Spirit Mountain Activity Fitness room rates. You can see them there on the screen. It's very affordable for seniors, but we also have scholarships available, so please don't be deterred. The rates are now in effect. It started July 1st, but just go to the front desk and talk to them, and they can show you the area. They can show you all the stuff, so we're really happy to have that, especially with our hot temperatures coming in. So the one last thing I want to plug, I know across the street we have our UMC Online Care Connection Center. Please, please, please use it if you can, if you want to. We're really trying to show we have good numbers because we want to make sure we can keep and show that there's a need for it. If you have any questions or if you have any issues that come up, I know some people have spoken to me about some issues, please let me know and I can get them. It was more of like a technical issue, but let us know and we can make sure we're getting everything done correctly. So Amber over there is wonderful. She's very helpful. She'll get you all set up on the screen and everything. So that's it. And with that, those are all my updates. And I can take questions from the board as well.
Okay. Just one thing I want to emphasize to people, on the UMC, it's one of those things, it's about numbers. Also with the, gym at the senior center. For the county to invest in these things, we have to utilize them. And, I've tried to utilize as much as we can. I've volunteered to donate, my slap mills for my canines if we can make that a possibility where people can bring their dogs into a dedicated area where there's a human treadmill and a treadmill for the dogs, because let's face it, you can't walk your dog in this weather, basically from May until October. But like I said, I just would encourage the community, if you're going to do a telemed health type thing, to use, the UMC On Care, because it's been I've used it myself, and I really am trying to support it as much as possible. I can't take any questions on it. I'm sorry. Oh, so.
Yeah. We've sent out a lot of flyers, but we can continue to push it through social media and doing more posts like that. And we have flyers in the back as well. So anyone that can post those, we'd be more than happy to have you post them. So
I'm curious. I know the commissioner does do like a direct mail piece to residences. I pick them up, at my house for the, that type of thing. Would that be something as well?
Yeah,
I think he does put that, doesn't he?
Yeah, we definitely. Yeah. I mean, these two flyers, the new ones for the back to school, moving the pool, and the fair, that'll be mailed out. So we can look at being able to mail out the flyers for the UMC and other options as well, because we want to make sure we reach as many people as possible. And I know we always usually have our sign up at our events. Please sign up on those because that gets you on the mailing list to kind of, we send it all out electronically as well. We don't really spam a lot with a bunch of stuff, but that's where we send our important flyers and newsletters. I know our most recent newsletter highlights the movie in the pool that was here. That was a huge success. So it's all county, district day wide. So please, and you don't have to sign up at the sign up sheet. You can always call our office and just say, include me on the mailing list, and we'll be able to get you on there. So.
And then just another thing, for the community, the $25,000 grant that we have through Clark County, I've had a few inquiries, and so there should be some, recent applications for that. But that runs until October.
I want to say it's October, November. I need to verify for sure, but please, if you're interested, reach out to our office, let us know, because it is all district day wide. I know they have been giving a few out. I know we had Morning Joy Cafe locally got it. There's been some in Searchlight, so, but please let us know. If we will be able to make sure we find money if it's still available and the deadline, but I believe you're correct, it is October,
And
November.
I've just had some recent inquiries from people I contacted a while ago,
Okay.
and now they're, interested. So
Yep.
just remind the community that that's still available for us.
Yes, very true.
Anything else?
Those are all my updates.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And then item number 2 for today, very important for us, is to present a proclamation, and this is recognizing Michael Connor for his service and retirement as the Chief Executive Officer of our River Fund. So I'd like to welcome, Jackie, are you coming forward for this?
And-
And for Mike?
And I'll probably
Please.
start with saying some points, and then I can turn over the board if they'd like. So I'll definitely say I was very bummed when I heard this news that Michael was retiring. Mike Connor's been so instrumental in Laughlin, Bullhead City, the Colorado River region. I mean, he's one person that his organization really sees no boundaries or anything. Everyone knows him, everyone's interacted with River Fund, and River Fund does so much for the community. It's giving me goosebumps just to talk about what you've done. And I know you've spoken with Commissioner about it, and Commissioner has been a part of his organizations, was doing stuff. But it's with a heavy heart. I know you're retiring after 16 wonderful years of being the president and CEO. And that also includes the 40 years of just being part of the Colorado River region. So what's very cool about Clark County is we get to present these proclamations. And on behalf of Commissioner Naft and the Clark County Commissioners, today, well, we actually did the day was your last board meeting, was designated as Mike Connor Day. So it'll always be Mike Connor Day. But with this, and then I don't know if the board would like to say anything as well. If you guys want to say anything, and then we can take a picture and Mike can say some words.
Mike, so I've been here for 32 years, and out of that, you've always been, there are a group of mainstays in our community that are always there to help, and if I don't know where to go, I can call your organization, and then we can get resources together from that. So I remember when we first started adding it as employees of Harrah's, and it was a deduction that we could do, remember when that all started, and it's just been an amazing asset that you have been to this community, and your legacy and the people that come after you have all learned from you, and we're so grateful for what you've been able to provide to this community, filling the gap and not overlooking those people that otherwise would be missed by so many of the organizations that are here. We don't see what you see, but you've helped us to see them and to help them. So I couldn't be more grateful for your dedication and the legacy that you leave with us. Thank you. Thank you.
Mike, it's been my pleasure, to get to work with you through the chamber and the things that we work on collectively. You hold the record for the longest lunch I've ever sat through. And it was wonderful for every moment. The organization is in good hands, but they'll never be the same hands as yours. So thank you for everything you've done for our community.
Though I'm new here and I'm not really familiar with you, I'm familiar with the River Fund, and I've taken advantage of the River Fund in the past. So I appreciate your service and your time that you've spent with the community.
And we can all take a picture, and then I think if members from the River Fund, if they want to be up there too, we can all.
Please, yes, everyone, please come forward.
Mike, do you want to say anything? nobody's like.
Well, I tell you what, this proclamation is River Fund's proclamation, because my board of director has turned me loose for 16 years, and never once did I go to jail.
Yeah.
We at the River Fund have had a lot of fun helping the people on both sides of the river all these years. We've passed 85,000 lives that have been impacted by what was the decision that was made one night in the bus station office to create a fund for people after the folks that were here before us left town. And there are so many stories to tell about what we've done over these years. And I can't begin to tell you about all of them, but we've had people tell us, come back, after some of the things that they've been through, and tell us how much they would appreciated it. I also have to mention, beside the board is the community. This represents the community because we have Bullhead City, we have Mojave Valley, Golden Shores, all these other places that have all contributed funds. And we do that 3 different ways: with grants, with fundraisers, and I believe you were a duck pluck one year.
Yeah.
Remember that?
There was, yep,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
great.
We have
Yes.
We have the
photographic
evidence.
evidence.
Yes, yes.
And of course, payroll deduction with the businesses. It's been a true delight to work with everybody all these years. And I couldn't do it all. They're hiding here somewhere. A couple of my staff members. They're the ones that are on the front line. And 4 wonderful women that work the 2 offices, one in Bullhead and one in Laughlin. And I also want to recognize my board chairman, who is, where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Anyway, this is Ms. Kissinger, Missy. I never called you Mrs. Kissinger before. Anyway, Dana, and she is the vice president of casino operations at the Aquarius. And I think she's got a couple of things to say about today as well. We got some good news, and I'll let you do that. So, thank you, everyone.
First of all, I will make this very quick. Mike obviously has a very special place in all of our hearts, and he will always be a part of the River Fund and Laughlin family. And we could never thank him ever for everything that he has done and devoted and climbed up on roofs when he shouldn't have, and all of the various things that we know that he did. He did want me to introduce to you, and I just want to let you know that we have, I'm going to say his replacement, although Mike can never really be replaced. Our new executive director for the River Fund is April Wing. April, just stand up for me. And we are very excited to have April. And she comes to us with a lot of experience with emergency disaster relief and a lot of other things of that nature. So once again, I want to personally thank each of you for taking the time to honor this very, very well-deserving man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Margaret Gabaldon, and I want to say as immediate past board chair that I have worked with Mike for the last 13, 14 years, and it's been a pleasure. His mind is incredible, and we appreciate everything that he does. Thank you.
Thank you all very much, and we're very hopeful. for the future for him as well, and that he enjoy his retirement, although I don't think he'll be fading away. He'll still be involved in so much, because that's just who he is and who he's always been. Thank you, Mike. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and move forward today and receive a report from Lieutenant Rogers, although I did not see him here. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that. Receive an awards presentation from the Laughlin Rotary to honor a first responder for their dedication and contributions to the Laughlin community. I wasn't ready to chair. Welcome, Jackie.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to do this every quarter. It means a lot to us for our programming with Rotary, and it means a lot to those recipients. This is Brandon. We do not have a lot of people with Brandon today because they are EMTs and care flight pilots. Right now they're busy, and the mechanics are very busy in taking care of one of the helicopters. So we're happy to have him here at least. He let the crew go, so they have things to do. I think everyone in this room has experienced the same moment. You're at home, driving through town, or enjoying a beautiful afternoon along the Colorado River, when you hear the unmistakable sound of a helicopter overhead. For most of us, it's simply a sound that catches our attention. We stop, we look towards the sky, and we wonder where it's going. But somewhere in our community, someone isn't wondering. Someone is praying, because that helicopter means hope. It means help is on the way. It means a child may have another chance. A father is suffering a heart attack is getting care he desperately needs. A stroke patient is racing against time. Or a young mother and her unborn baby are receiving specialized care that simply cannot wait. Every time a care flight helicopter lifts off, someone is experiencing one of the most difficult moments of their life. While the rest of us are moving away from uncertainty, the men and women of Tri-State Care Flight are flying directly toward it. For the residents of Laughlin, Bullhead, Fort Mojave, Mojave Valley, Searchlight, Needles, Lake Havasu City, and Kingman, that familiar sound has come to represent something very important. It's hope. Serving communities throughout Arizona, Nevada, and California, Care Flight operates 9 strategically located bases. Each helicopter is much more than transportation. It is a flying intensive care unit staffed by highly trained pilots, flight nurses, and paramedics who bring hospital-level care directly to the patients before they ever reach a hospital room. These professionals continually train in trauma, cardiac emergencies, stroke care, respiratory emergencies, and high-risk obstetrics, because they know that excellence during an emergency begins long before one ever occurs. CareFlight also continues to lead through innovation. Every aircraft carries blood for emergency transfusions, making Tri-State CareFlight the only air medical provider along the Colorado River capable of providing this life-saving treatment in transport. The newest technology, including advanced automated CPR systems and the recent high-risk perinatal certification at the Kingman base, demonstrate an unwavering commitment to providing the very best care possible. But these achievements aren't really about technology. They're about the people. They're about lives saved, families reunited. Parents who were given more time with their children, and children who still have a mom and dad to come home to. In 2025 alone, the Tri-State CareFlight team serving our North River communities completed more than 1,800 patient transport missions. Think of that. More than 1,800 times someone's worst day became someone else's mission. Those patients may never remember every medication they received. They may never ever remember the procedure that was performed, but they will always remember the people who showed up when they needed it the most. They will remember hearing those helicopter blades, not as a sound of fear, but as a sound of hope. That commitment to serving others before self reflects one of Rotary's highest ideals. It reminds us that true service is often performed quietly and without applause, without recognition, simply because it's the right thing to do. On behalf of a grateful community, thank you for being there when we needed you the most. Today is my great honor on behalf of the Rotary Club of Laughlin to present the Q2 2026 Distinguished Service Award to Air Methods, Tri-State Care Flight, North River Area, in recognition of the many years of dedicated service and unwavering commitment to the citizens of the Colorado River communities. To every pilot, every flight nurse, every paramedic, every mechanic, and every dispatcher, and every member of the Care Flight family, thank you. Thank you for answering the call day or night. Thank you for bringing your extraordinary skills to moments that demand extraordinary courage. And thank you for reminding us all that heroes don't always walk through the front door. Sometimes they arrive from the sky. Congratulations, and thank you for your remarkable service.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm choked up listening to you describe the work that our people do. My name is Brandon Bejarano. I'm the account executive for Air Methods in the North River area. I've been a nurse for about 15 years in the area, so I am intimately familiar with the work that our clinicians do. When I tell people what I do for a living, I say I get to work next to superheroes every day. What do superheroes do? They fly and they help people.
Yeah.
And that's what my coworkers do every day. It's humbling to see what they do and to work next to them. So on their behalf, thank you so much for this. Thank you for the recognition. In true superhero fashion, none of them could be here today because they're doing their job.
Yeah.
And even if they weren't, they probably wouldn't choose to be here to be recognized anyway, because they do what they do because they love the community. And to hear the gentleman before me talk about community, that's 100% what this is about. We could not do what we do without our fellow first responders, our fellow officer, our men and women at Las Vegas Metro, the men and women at Clark County, the clinicians at Valley View Medical Center, Warm Sea, Exceptional, Havasu Regional, Kingman Regional, all the departments that we work with. We could not do what we do without them. Oftentimes they're the first ones on scene or the first ones to see the patient. And so they are the critical lifeline between the patient and us, and we are the lifeline between the patient and definitive care. And so we function as one team, and we could not do this without our colleagues on the ground. So on behalf of our clinicians, our pilots, our maintenance mechanics, managers, everybody across the company, thank you so much for this recognition. It means the world to us, and we are honored to serve the community. So thank you.
Thank you. Oh, wait. She thought she got away. Thank you. Thank you very much. We will go ahead and receive a report from Lieutenant Rogers with Metropolitan Police regarding activity and statistics during the past month and other areas of concern. I mean, it's not Lieutenant Rogers. I thought maybe I couldn't see him back there, although he's pretty tall. Yeah.
I'm Sergeant Jeff Blum on behalf of Lieutenant Rogers for the Laughlin Metro Area Command here. Just have some quick numbers to go over with you guys. Quick calls for service for the month of June 2026. We had 292 calls for service, which is down 13% from this time of June 2025. Traffic citations were 126 written traffic citations with 6 resulting in DUIs. Your battery domestic violence arrests, where we had 4 adults arrested in the month of June and 1 juvenile. And then overall bookings, you had 29 adults arrested and 1 juvenile. And just one other piece there to go along with those stats, we just want to say thank you to Commissioner Knapp, and we're going to be out as well, participating in the back-to-school event. They have an event here as well as the one up in Searchlight we'll be participating in, and can't wait for that movie night. That's going to be interesting. That'll be my first one, so thank you.
Thank you. That's no question. Thank you very much. Okay, and we'll receive a report from Sergeant Tim Waller, Nevada Highway Patrol, regarding activity statistics during the last month and other public safety concerns. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Tim Waller, Nevada Highway Patrol for Laughlin and Searchlight. So for last month, our stats were, we conducted 379 traffic stops. We issued 317 citations. We had 4 crashes that we investigated with 1 arrest, and I believe that was just a basic warrant arrest. And with all the other calls, motorist assist, we had 517 total contacts with the motoring public. And that's all I got. Any questions?
Any questions from the board? Okay, just curious, the update on the construction.
So
I had 3 trips to Vegas last week.
We haven't, yeah, I know. Yeah, we haven't been getting a real straight answer from Las Vegas Paving. They are going to cap all of that with a very thin layer. So it sounds like they're going to start that again in September. And then, of course, they're going to have to come through and do the rumble strips and the striping. So, you know, they say they're going to do one thing and then something
December,
changes for them.
I'm thinking December.
It'll go pretty quick because they already did the grind and fill. I haven't gotten any real recent updates on it, but I'm told September, the beginning of September, they're going to start it, and they'll probably be 8 weeks.
Okay.
Roughly. So,
All right.
yeah, sorry,
That's
they're
okay.
real hard to get info out of. Yeah, I don't know why. So,
All right.
there you go.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Okay. And let's see, receive a report from, there we are, Clark County Fire Department regarding calls for service during the past month and fire prevention issues. Welcome.
Thank you. My name's John Borla. I'm a battalion chief for the Clark County Fire Department, and I just wanted to share some response numbers with you. For the last month, we had 202 calls for service, which was down about 19% year over year from last year. Overall, for the year, our numbers are about the same year over year. We are at 1,197 responses for this year. I did share a copy of those numbers with you as well. And just on a personal note, I just wanted to thank you for this opportunity to come here and leave the mean streets of Las Vegas for a little bit and feel the sense of community that you have here. And it's something I think you need to be proud of. You guys are doing a great job, and thank you very much.
Thank you. There's a reason we're all here and we all live here. We kind of love it. All righty. Receive a report from Val Galvagon and Laughlin Chamber of Commerce regarding current and upcoming business activities for Laughlin. Welcome.
Good afternoon. I have a couple of events coming up. We have our networking breakfast coming up on the end of the month. So Friday, July 31st at 8:30 in the morning. Come over to the Laughlin Chamber. We have Salvation Army Corps, Major Stacy Antonovich, Corps Officer, and then also Allie Richmond, Corps Assistant. They will be speaking to us. Also, Toastmasters is a standing event, so there's 2 a month. Those are at 5 o'clock, and next one is coming up the July 22nd. The other event I was thinking of is the Lunch Mob First Friday, which will actually be August the 7th at noon. This time we are going to Culver's. We are asking that everybody, please, you must RSVP for this event if you want RSVP to reserve seating. It's a smaller, busy location, but we thought August would be a perfect time for everybody to have some Culver's custard. And then also our big event coming up would be the 29th Annual Community Achievement Awards. that will be held November the 7th. We are currently taking nominations, so please go to laughlin-chamber.com/chamber-annual-events. Please nominate individuals in the community, whether it be a business, an organization, a student, a teacher. Please take the time to nominate somebody for all the good that they do, because we are an amazing community. And then as far as our membership goes, we are active members of 247. Our total new members to date are 18, and we have had one new member for quarter 3. And then our volunteers in partnership, which are amazing. They are dark on their meetings this month. They come back in September. If anyone is interested in becoming a volunteer in partnership, please come by the Laughlin Chamber office. We have applications for you, or you can reach out to Sue Barilla at Susan, SUSAN, Barilla, BERILLA, VIP at yahoo.com for more information or on how to get an application to you. And then also just a reminder that the Laughlin Chamber has additional services available for the public. We have a notary in the office. We do accept appointments for those. And then also, we are a Nevada Department of Wildlife registered agent. So if you're looking for a fishing license, please come on down to the Laughlin Chamber. I have been very busy lately selling fishing licenses. So 'tis the season. And then also, we are the host to the Visitor Center, so if you're looking for any information or you want to do something in the area, we have plenty of brochures, and then also a business center. So if you're looking to fax something or get something scanned for you to email, we can assist you with that.
Okay. Any questions from the board? No? All right. Thank you, Val. All righty. Receive a report from Chief Executive Officer Dave Heath with the Boys and Girls Club of Colorado River regarding current activities and programs here in Laughlin. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair and board members. It's an honor to be here in front of you today, and the reason why I'm here in front of you is because, quite frankly, I don't think the connection with the Laughlin Boys and Girls Club has been as tight as it should be with Laughlin in quite a while. As a matter of fact, when I took over this job, one of the things that the staff told me was that they never saw the CEO over at the Laughlin Club. Well, I assure you that that's going to change. We are part of Laughlin, and we want to be a vital part of Laughlin. What we do for kids in this community fills a gap that nobody else is filling. And it's very important that we continue to let the community know what we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, and how available we are. One of the first things that I wanted to do when I came on as the new CEO for the Boys and Girls Club was to meet with the county. And it was June 24th when I met with Mr. Moskowitz and talked to him about some of the things that have happened in the past with the Boys and Girls Club and kind of my ideas and how we'd like to move forward and how we could partner with the county and everybody else in Laughlin, because it's very important for those families to know that they can count on us. So we've been moving forward. We've been getting kids to come to the club. Right now, we have an average daily attendance of 21 kids. Not enough. That's not enough. There are a lot more kids than that in Laughlin. And it's our job to make sure that information is out there, that those kids know, those families know that they can come to the Boys and Girls Club, and they can have a lot of fun. They can get a lot of enrichment out of it. It's youth development, and that's what we do. Our highest day this summer has been 28. Not enough. We got to beat that. What we are doing at the club is significant. Last week, we partnered with the Bullhead branch of the Boys and Girls Club, and we had the Olympics. It was a lot of fun. The kids from Laughlin came over to the gym over in Bullhead, and they were able to compete as Mexico for the Olympics. Don't ask me why. I'm not sure. Maybe it was because of the FIFA Cup and everything, but everybody wanted to be Mexico this year, but Laughlin got to be it. So congratulations, Laughlin, for being Mexico. And it goes beyond just the activities that we're running at the club. It's important for us to have good representation on our board of directors from Laughlin. So I've brought on a bunch of new board members since I've taken the role in May. And amongst those are Matt Laughlin and Ashlyn Sands and John Moss, the principal at the school. So I feel like those are three vital voices in this community that really can give us a lot of good feedback and a good representation for Laughlin, and they have already proven to be amazing board members, so I'm very thankful that they all decided to come on. I also want to mention something else that when I found out about it, it kind of blew my mind. And all the parents out there, gosh, I hope everybody at home is listening to this because it's so important. We have a partnership with CareSource now, and CareSource is providing scholarships for kids to come to the Boys and Girls Club. First of all, no kid is ever turned away for a lack of ability to pay. But it's even easier than that. If your family is using CareSource, is a CareSource member, they're covered. Their kids are covered, their teens are covered. They can come to the Boys and Girls Club for a free membership. They can come to the Boys and Girls Club for a free summer camp. They can come to the Boys and Girls Club for a free after-school program. No charge, it's free. The word is free if you are on CareSource. Plus, if it's tough for you to get to the Boys and Girls Club over there at the park, it's not too tough for CareSource because they'll provide you transportation. CareSource will not only get you a free membership at the club, but they're going to get you there for free too. So I encourage everybody that is on CareSource to please reach out to our staff at 702-299-9223 and ask them how you can take advantage of this amazing opportunity, because I don't know why everybody isn't doing it, and we're not splitting at the seams with kids, but hopefully they'll get this message and it'll start going that way.
Careful what you ask for. Yep.
Yeah. Well, and we're reaching out more. We're trying to do more to get out to the community and let them know about this, not just through this meeting, but we're going to be at the Back to School Health and Wellness Fair. We're going to have a booth there, of course. It's essential that we be at that. We're participating. We're going to be hosting an interactive gallery walk family night, July 31st from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Laughlin Club, where guests will have the opportunity to tour the club and view artwork created by members throughout the summer while celebrating their creativity and their accomplishments. Also on July 31st, after you're done there, head on across to the Riverside, because we're going to be having a fundraiser. It's going to be our Fiesta and 10K giveaway. We're very thankful for the Riverside to be hosting this. It's going to be at 5:30 p.m. is when the doors will open. There will be a chance to win $10,000. We got 200 tickets out there for $100 each, and half of it goes to the club, half of it goes to the winner. So, and then August 10th is when our after-school program begins. We'll be back serving kids on a daily basis after school with homework assistance, academic enrichment, STEM programming, arts and recreation, healthy meals and snacks. And I want to emphasize the meals and snacks. Kids can come and they can have dinner, they can have snacks, during the summer they can have lunch, they can have breakfast, free every single day. It's included as part of their membership. So we really hope people will come and take advantage of that. And then August 28th is the annual carnival and mixer and open house. That'll be at 6:30 p.m. at the Laughlin branch, where that's when we invite everybody in the community, member or not, family involved or not. We just want you to come to the club and check it out. See what we've got to offer. See if you think you'd like to support the club. See if you've got kids that you'd like to be involved with the club. Please, August 28th, 6:30 p.m. at the Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado River Laughlin branch. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and move forward to receive a report from Jason Bailey with the Big Bend Water District regarding the status of our water system. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Madam Vice Chair, members of the board. Jason Bailey with the Big Bend Water District. Report for this month, or for this past month, for the month of June, our water treatment facility diverted and treated 284 acre feet of water. That's 92.5 million gallons. So total year to date, treated water was 1,694, up from 1,529 acre feet this time last year. Part of that could be due, it's been very dry and hot this year, and a lot of times indicated increased water use, especially with outdoor irrigation and some things like that. As far as a water system update, the finished water pump and the raw water pump, they're out for repair. This helps with consistency and redundancy. There are a number of both of those pumps JT and his staff are doing a great job at the treatment facility to provide water to the community. I did want to note that the Big Bend Water District Water Quality Report was sent out to customers, I think, a few weeks ago. I put a few copies on the back table. It can also be found online at bigbendwaterdistrict.com.
Yeah, we have to post that in my restaurants for the health department. It's part of our inspections.
Also, staff responded to 8 customer service calls this past month, and I just wanted to say there was a leak reported just the other day on Partridge Run. Staff went out to investigate that. It was determined that it was from the on-site irrigation line, and so the property management company was contacted. But just wanted to say thank you to all the residents and customers who are reporting these leaks. It's very helpful to us, whether through phone call or through the website. It's very helpful for us to be able to check up on those leaks and investigate those. I did want to note there's one development inquiry that's been added to this report. That's adjacent to the Laughlin River Lodge. Again, at this point, it's just an inquiry. That parcel does have an existing meter, and it does have water service to that. So if that development doesn't increase the demand of that meter and what that commitment is, and they can be served water. As far as a financial update, through the end of May of this year, our debt balance decreased a little over $500,000. So from last year at 2.66 million deficit to this year 2.1 million as of May 31st. Again, the fiscal year began July 1st, so I'm hoping that next month we'll be able to report what that last fiscal year, the annual was. At least preliminary numbers. The annual report, I think, is submitted sometime in October.
Right, as it's audited.
Yeah, but we will have some preliminary numbers. And just lastly, I apologize I wasn't here last month. I watched the meeting that was recorded, and I think, Ms. Oaks, you had asked a question about kind of an update on the WRDA funding and what's going on with that. And so just currently, I mean, our grant staff is working every day, in fact, last night and today, with the Army Corps of Engineers. So the Big Bend Water District was allocated a little over $900,000 for the design of a storage tank. And so what this is this allows then the Fort Mojave money to stretch even further to receive this funding from the federal government, but it also means that we're working with the federal government. And so our timelines are really up to them. We are working with them. It's called the 219 program. And we've worked with them in the past under the 515 program, but this is the first time under the 219 program. And so the Army Corps of Engineers, under this program, they maintain much more control. They're selective of the design firm, of the timeline, and of that process. Under the other programs, the Water District usually does those things, and then they're reimbursed. And so we are working with the Army Corps. Currently, we're hoping to get an agreement in place with them by the end of this year. One of the things, this is a chunk of that WRDA funding, and so this was submitted years ago. And one of the things was the design was just for one storage tank, and so now we are kind of trying to rewrite that just a little bit to include the option of that second storage tank.
From an economy of scale standpoint. Yep.
Correct. And so that's some negotiations that are ongoing right now, and will hopefully be part of that agreement. I'll update the board as that moves forward. Following the agreement, the scope of work will be done by Big Bend Water District staff, which is actually currently being done. And then from that, they will take that scope of work and submit a bid for the design firm. The hydraulic study, I know that was a question as well. That will now under this will need to be a separate piece because that was not written into the grant.
The WRDA, correct.
The WRDA grant.
But it was still
years
something
ago.
the board had funded, correct?
Correct. And so I know there were some funds from Fort Mojave allocated for that study as well. And so there have been some discussions to now see what that looks like, that piece of the request. So that's an update as of now. Again, we are working currently with them, and so any update I have, I will provide the board with.
Okay. If I can, call for a point of order here. So before these meetings, I always try and get an update, just so that I can update the public. Would you prefer that I just, because there's add-ons to this, so that the public can understand some of the process, the things that, he said are actually correct regarding the WRDA funding. Do you want me to do that here or from the point of order, or should I do that in the general comment as a public? Because it's not agendized, but yet it's
I think it's okay to do it here because it relates to the water district. If you feel comfortable doing it here.
Yeah, it's just to a little bit elaborate and chime in and correct me if I'm wrong, because I try and get these updates on Friday before I come to this meeting. So the WRDA funding, and if you go back in my comments and things that were done, we knew that was out there. We did not know that it was already on a legislative calendar and was set up solely and specifically to fund the designs for the water tank. The water district has been very helpful in, number one, you guys are pushing. Like, I've never seen you push on anything before, so we do appreciate that. Having the Army Corps of Engineers is a double-edged sword. Okay, so, and the negative is that timing. Government does not move as quickly as we would have liked. However, I know you guys are pushing, and I know I am as well. So they're very aware of the exigency of the circumstances and the history. So that is the negative. And one thing that I will add, for those in the room that have been through the bridge, Mr. Bilbray, I know you went through, everything that we did with that. That was a 20-year process. And if I can just kind of remind the people that were around in that process, when we had the design review, when we had the possible sites looked at and stuff, that wasn't done by a federal agency. Once the federal government took our plan, then they started getting involved in EPA and everything, and that extended that program 12 years. So while there's a negative in having the Army Corps of Engineers, they're telling me that we can still be out, we can still, do the request for proposals and stuff as quickly as they will move, but they will clear some hurdles that really slowed down the progress of that second bridge, because there were different sites. Rotary Park was ruled out, which was one of the most logical locations that the study revealed. However, EPA or Environmental Protection Agency and historic stuff stopped that from going through at that location. So while the negative is this might add about 2 months to the time frame, I do think, number one, they're not specifically working for you, they're working for the best outcome. We know their stuff will be standardized and it'll meet your requirements. It'll meet the federal requirements. And I think that they will clear the federal hurdles that took our bridge, our secondary bridge, 20 years to be done. We won't come, because that horse and that cart are gonna meet at some point, and it's better they meet here than at another point. So like I said, I could see where, and that was one of the concerns in the back of my mind, hiring an independent firm and stuff like that is, okay, then we have the federal hurdles to jump through, and we have to adhere to those as well. So that's just one of the things that I wanted to add. And I am requesting, for lack of a better term, a pregnancy date. In other words, what is the point in between the hydraulic study and the request for a proposal that the water rights move forward? So that's critical. That's critical to some projects that are looming, and, some developers that are interested in the area for various things that we don't have a timeline to give them. So that is what I'm asking. Of course, the timeline for Army Corps of Engineers, but ultimately, because once we have the plans and the design and the request for proposal out, then the water rights go forward, because it's a done thing. And I will also add that the WRDA funding had a $300,000 match. So instead of adding $900,000 to the scope or the financial, decreasing the loan amount from Fort Mojave, it will be 600 because we do have to come in with the 300,000.
25% match, correct?
Correct. So just to put that out there so that the public knows. We knew this word of funding was out there. We had hoped that we would be able to, with our funding, the study and the design review, that we would be able to agendize legislatively the word of funding and how it would be utilized. We didn't understand at the time because originally that went in when this board rejected the initial loan. And then 6 months later, it circled back. And we just didn't keep our, ears open on what that would be. But that was dictated, for the plan review or design review. And like I said, they are pushing, since we have a portion that we're funding as well for the design, the economy of scale of doing 2 tanks instead of 1.
Correct.
Okay. So anything not to your understanding, I just tried to break it a little bit easier because anytime the government gets involved in things, it does delay things. But that delay, I think, is going to happen. That horse and cart are going to meet at some point. It's either going to happen now, or if we had an independent firm doing it, they're going to hit the federal hurdles. They're still going to have to go through them. But a federal agency doing it will negate that for us, I believe.
I think you call it the pregnancy date, right? The date when water rights can move forward. That's a discussion that we're having internally as well, and hope to have that date soon. Is when can we allow for development? Of course, it's going to depend on pre-submittal meetings and what is the demand, what's that looking like, and can that demand be met, kind of in line with development of whatever's being developed, as well as the design and construction of the tank.
Yep.
So.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
Please.
As we are careening towards litigation for the Colorado River Compact, would you be able to bring in some updates from time to time from SNWA and how that is going? I know that the state of Colorado has just paid for Facebook advertising, arguing their point as Upper Basin state and how the Lower Basin states should be acting. So I'd really like to be kept at least a little bit abreast of
That's a really good request for river negotiations and what's happening on the river. So we'll do that. We'll bring any updates.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I forgot. I'm cheering. All right. And I receive a report from Will Smith, Clark County Water Reclamation. I didn't see him, but there's a lot of you. Okay, please. Welcome.
My name is Tony Zavala, maintenance supervisor for
Tony Savato?
Zavala.
Savala.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. So for June 2026, our treatment facility had 1.59 million gallons a day average for the month of June. And we treated and cleaned 47.16 million gallons, or 144.74 acre feet of water that was returned to the Colorado River. Compared to last year, we did last year in June, we did 1.67 MGD average, and then we treated 44.64 million gallons and returned 137 acre feet of clean water back to the Colorado River. That's an increase of 2.52 million gallons from last year. So also we got no order complaints for the month of June. Call before you dig tickets, we had 42 for this month. Also, rates of charges, all that stuff is, I believe, probably the same as what they were last month. Financial update, we have been overall approved operating expense budget for this fiscal year is $2,169,000, which includes an approved operating and maintenance expense of $1,198,900 for our facility here in Laughlin. Project 2102, which is a force mains coming up from our lift station 2. That was approved and awarded. So it's been awarded to Harbor Company. They were given the notice to proceed in April of 2026, and substantial completion date would be August 20 of 2028.
2028, okay.
Yes, ma'am. And that's pretty much it for the report.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Mr. Salva, I just had a question, and I'm just curious, because I've been looking at some of the other, municipal waters and returns and stuff. How familiar are you with other, areas from the standpoint? I'm just curious, our percentage ratio of return to the river, how well do you think we are functioning in the standard of other water?
Yeah, I didn't have a clue on that.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm a maintenance mechanic supervisor. I'm not privy to all that information yet.
No problem,
But,
no problem.
like I said, I was just here to send it.
Yeah, because this is the only, water return that I know.
Right,
I've
correct,
lived here
yes,
32
yes.
years.
Yeah.
So I was just curious if you had an idea how well our system, how efficient, its
I can get that
efficacy
information
and stuff.
or
Yeah, I was
for the
just
next meeting.
curious. And in the national average and how well are we doing? You see a big difference from 2026 and 2025. We increased 2.52 million gallons or 7.74 acre feet of clean water returned compared to last year, but yet our usage was 1.59 in 2026 and 1.67 in 2025. So I mean, we're much more efficient at something, and I'm just kind of curious, what is that to? And then the other issue is, how do other water reclamation districts do? What's our percentage? Are we in the top 10%, the bottom 10?
Okay.
I'm just curious.
Okay, I can
Will
pass
will
it
like
on.
that.
Yeah,
He'll
yeah.
like to find that down. He likes those projects.
I will pass it on to him.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All righty. Receive a report from Southern Clark County Coordinator for University of Nevada, Reno Extension regarding status and programs of upcoming. I don't see her here. We still have a lot of people, so I can't see everybody, and she's little. She's little. Receive a report from Jackie Wallen, Laughlin Tourism Commission regarding current and upcoming events and activities. Welcome again.
So the question I get asked most frequently, especially recently since we've been having all of the events, is who exactly is Laughlin Tourism Commission? They just don't understand when they see the fireworks. After 36 years, they think that they know Laughlin Tourism is the one that's providing the sponsorship for that, but they don't. Is it okay to use the whiteboard for just a second?
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, there are pens up there. I'm sorry, wasn't sure.
So I'm going to do LTC. Chamber is my partner. And I was managing both of those before, but I'm not. The Chamber is my partner. We do a lot together, and we do a lot of grant funding and stuff together. But LTC only exists because of bed tax dollars. So the bed tax
They don't stay in the hotels.
Post-COVID, they decided that staying in their RV was more convenient for them than staying in a room. So do they give me bed tax dollars? The answer is hell no. So at this point now, I cannot sponsor an off-road rally unless they're going to provide me with a certain minimum beds.
Correct.
Okay, so I can use it later. This relationship still strongly exists, and we still bounce things off of each other all the time. And now she has an amazing relationship. We both have a relationship with the Bullhead City Chamber, and so now we're doing a lot more things that's going to help our communities work more collaboratively, and that's really exciting. My co-work with LTC is LVCVA and LVE. LVCVA is Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. That is Meg McDaniel. They're the ones that pay for all my marketing for Laughlin Tourism. For this community, LVCVA pays for all the marketing media, whether it's TV, radio, billboards, that's what they do. And they come up with those slogans and those commercials and those posts. You'll see Visit Laughlin. Visit Laughlin is LVCVA's. Visit Laughlin. Okay. This is a silent partner. This is where those bed tax dollars, they go over here to LVE, and she manages the money that I spend. So she gets the percentage of my budget,
LVE is defined as the acronym.
Las Vegas events.
Correct.
So, because we're all in Clark County and we're in the Las Vegas territory.
Right. Entertainment territory.
Yeah,
Right.
territory. So she has my budget, and I submit to her what money I want. Let's talk about the fireworks. Rockets over the river. This year was $140,000. Just to put up 20 minutes of fireworks. That's not counting the security on the ground because they're considered a weapon of mass
Hazard, yeah.
destruction. And so we have to have somebody there all the time. But it doesn't count for the public safety on the roads, cleaning up the junk afterwards, cleaning the lot before so that nothing catches on fire. Yes, we always will catch something on fire, and it's Don Laughlin's lot, and he says just let it burn. So it's easier than for them to just let it burn for a little while, let them take care of the really important fires, structure fires and stuff, and then come back and clean up with us. It's normally a very, very safe environment anyways, because we get to keep it really clean. But that's how I relate to everybody. I'm not a governmental employee. I am not part of a municipality or a township. I work for the Laughlin Tourism Commission, governed by the GMs or their direct reports in each one of the 7 resorts that are members. We are a nonprofit. We do not make money. So any of the money that we use comes from LVE and the bed tax dollars. Does that make it clearer for all of you? I wanted to draw the picture because sometimes people just don't understand that LTC is just not government, just like Chamber. Everybody always thought that Chamber was government. It's not. It's a membership organization. So I'll go on with my report now. Because I always say at the top that we dedicated to increasing tourism to Laughlin by sponsoring townwide events, and people say, what does that mean? Okay, 36th annual Rockets Over the River. It was crazy, and it was fun. We got to the detonation site this year with our VIPs, and Barbie from the Bullhead City Fire Department said, you gotta move. And the reason was I had to fly in our pyrotechnicians from Spain this year because the US did not have enough qualified pyrotechnics with all the River 250, or not the River 250, the America 250 programs to have enough technicians safely to do all of those shows. So we flew ours in from Spain. Language barrier, it was kind of crazy, but when they set up this year, they set up unlike any other year. First, they spread out the detonation site a little bit wider, and they brought bigger shells. So my shells that went up into the sky were much bigger and needed a bigger fallout zone. So in the last hour, we moved all the VIPs I took from that detonation site down the street in a caravan and into another lot. Not that we still didn't have to look up and we got poured with stuff, but it was crazy because the cannons were bigger, they were set up differently, and there was just a language barrier. Everything's fine, of course, but I wanted you to show, that's the kind of stuff that we run into.
That had to be fun.
Yeah, it was kind of excited at the last minute. We have Nellie and Little John coming. That's in October. If anybody is looking for Kings of Leon, they have canceled, so we will not get to have Kings of Leon. I was kind of excited about that one. Killers of Kill Tony Adult Variety Comedy is coming on December 5th. The longest part I have to report for you is the River 250. July 5th came. My grant is over. All the money is expended. We did do some projects that you'll hear about right now that are kind of exciting for all of us. I think you'll like them. But the River 250's evaluation for the grant has now come for this Friday. I have to have it sent in so that we can be reimbursed the $35,000 for the grant itself and the $7,200 we got extra to do a mural and some kind of sustainable remembrance historical feat for the River Valley. And the 3 events I'm going to tell you about are really exciting. So the first one is the additional grant money for $7,200. I gave it straight to the Colorado River Historical Society's museum that takes care of all of our historical artifacts and our history for both sides of the river. And we are going to do a reclaimed and repurposed products mural on the north wall. That's kind of a prototype where the river comes through it, and all along the river is going to be points of interest and dates, history markers, where you'll see where the Indians claimed, when we had miners come, Campbell's and Commerce were in service, when the steamboats and the paddle boats came through. That's all going to be part of it, and it's all going to be glass, broken tile, metals, scraps of everything that you can think of.
Mixed medium.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful mural, and there's going to be a place your piece days so that you can come out as a community member from both sides and place a piece in that mural that's been designated for a spot, and you can put it in and you can remember the history for that. It's going to be about 20 feet long, and it's going to be about 10 feet high. So this mural is going to be amazing, and it will take through the end of the year to complete it. We will be doing it in a controlled environment in pieces, so that 20 feet will be broke up into at least 5 pieces so that we can make sure that it's easy to pick up and move and place into its final placement on the north wall. So when you're going down south on Highway 95, that big wall that just sits there and looks at you is going to be a mural, a historical mural. And it's going to be so beautiful. And it's all reclaimed products. I'm so excited. Sorry. I get so excited. That's just a prototype picture. I know you can't hardly see it in your report, but it's kind of the way it's going to look. If you didn't get to see the banner on the dam, that was quite a feat for me and my banner team. It was a very energetic committee. The committee was made up of Mojave Electric Co-op engineer for the engineering part of it, APO, Electric Energy Solutions. They helped me with the electrical part because I had to have these special people do it. We set up stadium lights for at nighttime. And then we had the Riverside provided lots of labor, including Donnie Nelson. And then we had people like from my Rotary and lots of muscles. Believe it or not, we screwed it into the dam per the BOR's instructions to make sure that it didn't move around like the one at Hoover Dam did. And it stayed in place the whole time and did not rip, and it was just beautiful. We took it down on the 7th, and this morning we actually took it to Malk's gym floor, spread it out, and we cut it into usable or handling size because it's 260 pounds. So we cut it into manageable pieces. Now we're laying it out and mapping the cutting of it, and 250 pieces of that banner will then reside in a frame in diverse sizes between 8x10 and 18x24. Pieces of it will be in a frame with pictures of it hanging on the dam, a certificate of authenticity, and the story that goes behind it as the first banner that ever hung from Davis Dam. So those will be auctioned and or sold, and the first 10 are going to?
Yeah.
The first 10 are going to the Fiesta and 10K giveaway for the Boys and Girls Club event on the 31st. So our first 10 that will be produced will be sold or auctioned at his event, and all that money, 100% of the money, goes to the Boys and Girls Club. I'm sure they'll have other events for me to auction some more off, but we will also put special sizes out there for any of you to buy as keepsakes. And so and all of them are going to be numbered and controlled. So it's a whole system that I had to learn how to do.
Yep.
You'll see sort of a prototype in there about what things are going to be in the frame. And of course, every frame size is going to have a different challenge for me, depending on the stuff that has to go in it. LTC also approved the funding for the refresh of the Riverside Resort's water tower. So if you look at the image in your report, it'll show you that the tower will now say America 250, Laughlin, Nevada on it. We've just narrowed down what we're going to use to do that, and it's going to be paint. We looked at wrapping, we looked at stenciling, we looked at the type of stuff that you peel off and stick on. None of that is going to give us sustainability, but paint will. So we're going to use some stencils. We're going to paint it. We have a brand new lift truck by Mojave Signs. It's going to help us get that done, and then we'll seal it. And if we have to reseal it every year, we will. But we believe that sustainability would be 8 to 10 years. So we'll have something to remember and identify Laughlin Chamber and Laughlin Tourism as an incentive for those who did a really good job on the River 250 and show that we had lots of patriotism. So the last is the River 250's website and Facebook page will go dark here pretty soon after I've updated everybody on the 3 projects: the water tower, the keepsake frames, and the mural. Once that's all done, then those websites are gone. Those are all going to take through the end of the year, but I'm not going to maintain those websites or that Facebook page that long. I just want to get everybody briefed. I'll keep everybody briefed after that in Our Town magazine and in the newspaper on what the progress is and when they can come and be a part of it. And of course, Chamber will help me advertise when the Place Your Piece Day is, so you've got everybody can come and participate. Go Laughlin is starting to really ramp up right now. Everybody's going to town on that with wanting to advertise and show things on there within the Laughlin market. And our newest one, of course, was Go to the Museum. That's our newest advertisement because we're going to be doing the mural there. And that's all. The last page I gave you guys was the 37 events that we did during River 250. The list I gave you, that documents the events or programs that we implemented through the River 250 grant process and collaboration with the city of Bullhead City and the township of Laughlin. All the businesses and community and municipalities came through and helped every one of us get all those done. And the fact that we were able to get not only the Arizona Traveling Museum, but the National Traveling Museum, that thing was amazing. If you didn't get to see it, there's plenty of videos you can go out and watch, but that place was packed. We had to actually do some crowd control getting in and out of that trailer, and that was 3 days. So if you look at some of these and you have any questions about them or want to know how we implemented them and how they came out, I'd be more than happy to share because I have lots of stories. But look at your August issue of Our Town magazine. There's a 4-page reflection story in there, so you can kind of walk through the 6 months with us. You have any questions?
Any questions from the board? No?
I know I talk a lot.
Thank you, Jackie. No, that was great. Yeah, for so many people, that's the first explanation I think we've ever had of what the LTC, how it's funded, and how it works. So, all right. So that concludes the informational presentations. Planning and zoning, our board has nothing before us. General business, none. moving forward to comments by the general public. It's a period devoted to the comments by the general public about matters relevant to the board. Its jurisdiction will be held. No vote may be taken on matters not listed on the posted agenda. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to our speaker's podium, clearly state your name and address, and please take a moment to spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of the presentation, this will be done by the chair or the board by majority vote. Is there anyone wishing to speak on matters that pertain to the jurisdiction of this board, however, were not listed on today's agenda? Please step forward and make your statement. We can't enter into conversations or answers, but we can certainly try to find those for you at the conclusion of today's meeting. Welcome.
Welcome. I'm Kelly Sharinza, KELLYCHIARENZA-Rude. Spelled like rude, R-U-D-E.
Thank you.
I currently do Uber here in town, and for the last 7 events that has been held at the event center, we have been unable to drop off customers.
Drop off.
Customers from hotels. They don't want to take the bus because it's just a hassle if they're handicapped. I'm handicap accessible. The cops keep us from dropping off there. We have to drop off at the mall, and they have to walk around. That's been an ongoing thing for a while, but we did get to do it, drop off people for the rodeo.
For the rodeo? Okay.
And then they stopped us for the comedy guy that was outside. They stopped us there. They stopped us for Lainey Wilson. And not just me, but also the cab company. She would be here, but she had surgery.
And I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm a little hard of hearing. So you are with?
Uber.
Uber, okay,
Uber
Uber
here in
drivers.
town. I live here. I live at 3300 South Needles Highway.
Okay, all righty.
And it's just, our app says we can drop off at the event center, but the cops won't let us.
Okay,
They left, and I wanted to talk to them. I've asked them at Coffee with Cops how we can rectify it, and he said, come to you. So here I am.
okay. No, I appreciate that. That's something.
There's only 4 Ubers here in town. We all know each other. There's 4 cabs here in town on event nights, and even the cabs can't get in there.
Okay.
They only want the buses, and they'll turn us around. And then our customers give us a 1-star because
Right.
we can't drop them off. And we have to go back down around and go through the mall and stop, and they have to walk around Nevada Maid up into the area to walk in. They're handicapped.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for letting us know. I wasn't aware.
I wasn't aware, yeah, and we can.
And
look
that's
in-
something we can follow up with
Sure.
Lieutenant Rogers
Probably,
and
yeah.
find just what that solution is. Because
Yeah.
it seems like it'd be relatively easy just to let them know.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else for public comment by the general public? Anyone else? Please step forward. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Emma Fico. We live in the same community.
Yep.
I live in Quail Ridge. My address is 3255 Partridge Run Street. So I've spoken to Mark and Mr. Naft about that. We have people that, that gamble, have a gambling problem. We have people that drink and have a drinking problem. Some of them have both. I have a neighbor that goes to the Tropicana every so often. So this has been going on for ever since her husband passed away. He's the one that kept everything under control for her. And so after he passed away, for a certain period of time, she goes to the casino. She gets slushed on alcohol because they keep feeding her alcohol. She's there for 7 to 8, sometimes 9, 10 to 10 hours. And then she walks out and gets into her car and drives. The Aquarius, as she went there to eat one time, and security at the Aquarius, what they did when they saw her walking out, they took and they followed, and they saw that she was trying to get into a car, and they called Metro. The Tropicana doesn't do that. The Tropicana only one time put her in a cab, and the cab driver dropped her, had her, brought her to the house. She calls me up that she needed help getting off the floor, and the cab, I can't blame the cab driver because he's liable if she gets hurt. So we came out and picked her up. Those are the conditions that she comes out of the Tropicana. That's how drunk she comes out. She goes through phases. So she's now, for 2 years, she was fine. All of a sudden, she's doing it again. So she, for 3 days in a row, she went to the casino. The first day that I found out that she was, she promised she wasn't going to drink, but I know one goes with the other. I went to the casino. She refused to give me her keys. I took a pocketbook, and unless you give me the keys, you don't have a pocketbook. And I did that. Then she called me up. I picked her up. I don't have a problem picking her up. I do have a problem when they just keep feeding people alcohol. And just, you're serving somebody alcohol from 10 o'clock in the morning all the way to 9 o'clock at night sometimes. I mean, one time she was there 24 hours while her husband was dying home in bed. The guy was dying from cirrhosis of the liver, but her mind wasn't there. A woman can't handle any kind of that stuff. He's the one that did all that. I'm just looking to see if maybe at least security, when they see her walking out stumbling, could somebody do something? She's going to kill somebody one day. Right now, she's home. Hasn't gone out for the past couple of days, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed because she just does not realize, oh, I never been in an accident. Oh, I never gotten a ticket. She's got a lead foot on top of it. That's my biggest concern here. It's sad that I got to be the one going over there. I sent, about 2 years ago, I sent corporate of Caesars, the corporate letter complaining. I've spoken to the managers there and everything. And I tell some of the waitresses, don't give it anymore. You see that she's been drinking all this time? Please at least let the manager or somebody know to call a cab and put her there and not allow her to leave.
Okay.
Somebody got to be responsible. Even though somebody with
understand.
addiction as an adult, she should be responsible, but they don't think that way. I know, I have an addict in my family, and it's not easy.
I appreciate it. Thank you for letting us know.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else, please?
This fine lady, she did provide me with the information I needed to go to the Tropicana, and that's been done.
Okay.
So I'm working on it.
All right, thank you. Yep.
No, it's okay, I got it.
All right. Any other public comment? No? Okay, seeing we have no additional comment, our next meeting date is scheduled for August 11th, 2026. And with that, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Your motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming today.
Thank you for the clapping.